Alright, I'm going to make a little video about decoy flocking. I haven't really seen much online about this as far as videos for instructions, but I am in no way an expert, but just a guy that has flocked quite a few crow decoys, and I'll just be displaying how to do that at home. So first off, get your crow decoy, and why we want to flock these is if you look at them, especially underneath the light, a non-flock decoy can give off a lot of glare, and to a wary bird, he's definitely not going to come to your setup if he's going to catch that glare, especially on a sunny day. Now, if we put him up next to a flock decoy that's already been flocked, you can definitely tell the difference in the light here of the two and how they catch the light a lot differently. This is going to look a lot more like a natural bird, and it's just going to have that a lot darker hue to it as well. Almost identical decoys here. One's flocked, one's not, and we're going to go ahead and get started on flocking this. A couple things that I have and use for this is I'm going to use a little carpenter's mask over here, a little dust mask that'll come later on, and some safety glasses. I think these are courtesy of my son's Happy Meal, which work out great. Of course, got some paint brushes, which we're going to be applying the adhesive, or you can also use just regular flat black paint, would work just as well. And of course, I always use gloves with this just to help for cleanup. And a little drop cloth down on a box, and just an area that I know my wife's not going to be too mad at me if I get it all messed up. So just a big wash basin over here with my box inside. And what I've done with the box is going to be with the flocking a little bit later. So I'm going to take the decoy once it's been coated in the adhesive and put basically in the box here, and put the flocking on the decoy inside the box. Any excess flocking is going to fall down inside the box, and we'll be able to collect that and use it later for other projects. So first off, take your adhesive or your paint, make sure it's mixed well. I use two separate brushes. I'm flocking these bigger decoys. One small brush for the head and a bigger brush for the body. You can also do the same thing for your crow or your goose heads, guys. When you flock these, it's the same flocking kit as you would use for a crow. So let's go ahead and get started. The instructions tell you to, on any flocking kit, usually to clean your decoys first, and also they tell you to almost hit them with like a propane torch for the oil, but I've never found that necessary. I've done it on a few that I've done prior and haven't been able to tell the difference with the ones that I've freshly used right out of the box. Now I put this on pretty thick, especially at first. Try to get in all those little grooves that are in those wing patterns. Try to get as much as the decoy covered with this stuff as you can. You can always touch it up afterwards. You can always add more flocking later on a second coat if you need to, or touch up any areas that you didn't get coated. So don't worry about touch-ups. They're pretty easy to manage. And a lot of guys will hang these decoys, and I do hang decoys as well, but I like to leave that ground stake on there, especially when I'm flocking them, just because it gives me a nice handle, something to hold on to when I'm getting that paint all over that bird. Definitely try to get in all those little crevices that are on the decoy to make sure that that flocking really is going to stick. stuff to really get in every little area I can. Of course, you can always hold under the light. See any areas that you missed or a little thin on. Right there on the wing. Now some guys will tape the beak or the eyes. I don't. I think you can get just as good a handle on them with a small brush and just paint around them. And if you need to remove a little bit of the flocking later on, you always can. You can scrape it off. Fairly easy. But if you really want to get really technical with it, you can always just use some regular painter's tape to get in there around the beak or around the eyes if you're not as comfortable, or if you want a real professional look here. As you can tell, I'm just throwing this paint on pretty quick. Okay, now we got a bird pretty well coated here.